Hello and welcome to the 76th episode of Downtime Podcast with Jeremy and Alyssa. Alyssa, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It is, I want to say 2 weeks since Terrace House Part 4 Opening New Doors came out, and we're done with it, and we're ready to talk about it.
Yeah, totally. So, part 4, I'd say, was a lot more dramatic.
It was way different than the past 3 parts, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah, no, you got like love triangles, you got like people angry at each other.
You got people like hiding things and like leading each other on. You got failed relationships. You have a lot of there's a lot of things that came out of this.
And it was entertaining the whole way.
This might be the part or the episode block, and I think all the episodes that we've ever seen of any Terrace House where we've had the most failed relationships in just one block. Although
you're not wrong.
Yeah, because up until this point, previously, it was Natsumi's failed crush on Hansan, it was Misaki Hikaru, and then it was Arman, Arisa, and then that was 3. But I think we've made it to 4, or then again, Hansan never really liked Natsumi like that anyway. So that's like 2.5 if you really want to count it like that.
Okay, we'll just say 2.5.
Yeah.
So as in previous Terrace House Spoilercast episodes, we'll just go episode by episode and talk about our thoughts on what happened and kind of our overall general feeling of where the series is going to go at the end of it. So we'll start out with episode 25, which is technically part 1 of part 4, and it's called The Fallen Angel. And it's Yui trying to, talk things over with Mayu, and that's pretty much like the biggest thing, that like the Yui and Mayu thing.
I think that especially in the first, part 4 was, I think, the first time that I've disagreed a lot with the hosts. And I felt like the hosts didn't know what they were talking about.
In what regard?
So let's take it from the beginning. So, in terms of Mayu and Yui, and I honestly felt like that was the best possible outcome that would have happened. I was expecting part 3, after the cliffhanger of part 3, that this was going to be kind of some batshit crazy, insane love triangle, and they were both going to go at it, and there were going to be a fight or whatever. And honestly, that was kind of as good as it gets. I didn't think it could get any better than that. I thought that both of them kind of handled it pretty, they were both very mature about it. Both were very honest to each other. Like, Yui even admitted, like, hey, you remember that one time I talked to Taka? Like, yeah, that wasn't what I was talking to Taka about. And, Mayu also eventually admits, like, I know that Noah doesn't like, she's very self-aware. She's like, I know Noah doesn't like me, and I just, confirmed it for the first time. And, all, like, the hosts were just kind of like, oh, like, this is not good. Like, Yui is like a backstabber, or she, like, this is like her bad side showing. And I was like, it wasn't that bad at all.
Okay, no, I kind of feel half and half about it. I feel like I agree with the hosts a little bit, but I also don't agree with them because, I mean, we'll get to it later on, but Yui actually kind of changes a bit, and she was never like that in the beginning. Like, she was just misunderstood, if I could put that into the right words.
And to be honest, Yui changes, but Mayu gives Yui her blessing, and Mayu leaves the house kind of as gracefully as she possibly can. And
Yep.
like I don't blame Yui for having the confidence because Mayu ducked out, but they had that conversation. You know what I mean? It was
Yep.
so, and also, sorry, and this is gonna bleed into episode 2. But then
That is episode 2, basically.
So when Mayu leaves the house, and Yui was just like, I kind of don't have anything to say, and the hosts were like, wow, Yui's just such a doesn't know how to communicate. And then my first thought was, were you not just watching the previous scene where Sena, Yui, and Mayu were at the dining table and Mayu said she was leaving and Yui was crying? It was I was just kind of like, did you not notice that scene at all? Like they all seem to respect each other.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like she already said everything she wanted to say.
Exactly. And it's like there's not much else to say.
Like, do you want to say anything else for the camera? It's like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, no, really, that's honestly what that was. I felt, I just think that the hosts, maybe the hosts were expecting much more drama with Yui and Mayu, and it kind of just didn't happen. But it was fine.
Yeah, no, totally. And again, to my point, she was just misunderstood.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah. I can agree to that.
So then, speaking of the second episode, Better Than You, Mayu and Noah go on a hike. Before any of this all happens, Mayu and Noah go on a hike, and Mayu kind of asks Noah, like, bluntly, so what do you think of me? Do you think there's a chance? And he's like, no, I don't really like you that way. I think you're just a friend. That's the part that kind of, like, was in my mind. I was like, Mayu, didn't you ever see this from the beginning? Like, he made it really obvious to you. He didn't even have to say anything. He just showed it to you. So
you think that until part 4 happens and you realize, oh no, this Noah guy kind of fucking sucks.
I know. So at this point, I was kind of respecting Noah when I was like, all right, at least he's being straight up and honest with her. Like, he could have beat around the bush, but he was really honest with her, and he was saying, like, I can't be with you because I don't see you that way. And he earned another notch on my belt, and I was like, all right, okay, this Noah guy's not bad. He seems, for a rich boy, he seems like he's okay. He seems like he's really straightforward with his feelings. And then to end the talk about episode 2 is kind of where you brought up the fact that she left, and then a new Terrace house member joined. And that goes into part 3 on the night of camp, episode 3 of part 4 on the night of camp. We get our new member, Aya. So tell me about your thoughts on Aya.
So real quick, that was definitely the best camping trip. That was way better than Tokyo camping trip, which led to so much drama. This one was very fun. And we'll go more into it. My feelings about Aya is that I think that she actually has a great personality and potential, but I don't think at this current state of the house that these roommates are the people who are going to bring out what she can give to the house. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree, because at this point there's a little bit of like feeling between Taka and Aya, or that's what it seems like.
Yeah, and then it was kind of, I actually thought it was funny how she went meta about it and said, yeah, I saw Taka on TV and, he was very hot. And
yep.
and you think about Aya's age, and she's a 20-year-old as well. And we'll go more into how she likes older men later. But like just this kind of like this like college student, and she's very much a college student, which is one thing that I think is fun, because you have Yui and Noah who are also college students, but that are definitely much more on the mature side. And then you have Aya is just straight, yeah, this guy's hot, I'm here to have a good time.
Yeah, and I agree. I feel like the show definitely has moments where they emphasize on a certain person to kind of bring out what they can show to viewers and kind of what, I guess, their quote-unquote character is. I feel like Aya wasn't really a focus at this point, since everything surrounding Noah was kind of the focus.
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. So to go into that, they go camping together, which is kind of cool. And to your point before, I think this is the best camping episode so far, better than the previous one, because the one in Boys and the Girls in the City, I just felt like that camping trip there was too much like sexual tension and romance between everyone. It didn't make it fun for me. I was like, all right, literally at that point, everyone was almost a couple at that point because you had like Hayato and Riko, and then you had who was it? Masaru, the girl. What's her name again?
Martha.
Martha. There we go. Martha and Armand.
But lightweight, she liked Hayato at that time too.
Yeah, which is still weird to me.
Yeah.
And then the other two, who is it? Misaki and Burns?
Burns, yeah.
Yeah. So then everyone was pretty much a couple. So it didn't really feel like it was fun. But this one, they were all drinking outside. Like they didn't have cabins. They actually went camping. They had tents.
Yeah.
Like they pitched tents. And they were just like having a good time. And the weird thing with Yui, she like brought out Noah to a little corner and she's like, I want to ask you some questions. And he's like, what the hell?
Oh, Lord Jesus.
That was weird to me.
My God. Like, man, when you hear that Yui is not in a relationship, she's really not in a relationship if she has a set of questions that she needs to ask Noah. At that point, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. I don't want to be asked questions like that as an interview for a potential date.
She's like I'm embellishing, but she's like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? It's like, what job am I applying for? Is the job boyfriend? Because I don't want to do this job.
I know. I think that what this... okay, so aside from Yui just kind of really doesn't know how to ask someone out yet, or very much this may be a first relationship for her. I think what this shows is Yui is very physically attracted to Noah. Now Noah has to show in his in his character and in his life, like the types of, like if he matches with Yui, which we'll find out later that he doesn't at all.
Yeah, that's again, this is a spoiler cast. We could talk about why that didn't happen.
Yeah, but I think it happens like 2 episodes later, so that's why I'm not saying it yet.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, and then so our boy Shohei is like doing well with 1989, so so props to him.
Well, you've also forgot a small detail about Shohei during the camping trip. He also like basically drunk kissed Seina again. Like he like pulled her in and kissed her while they were sitting at the campfire.
Yes.
I guess all the other 4 people, like Noah and Yui, were busy doing the questionnaire thing, and Chaka and Aya were off doing something else. I forget what, chopping wood or whatever. I don't remember. But and then Shohei and Seina were just chatting by the fire, and he's like, I want to tell you something, but I want to tell you when we're sober. And she's like, all right. And he's like, I want to kiss you. And then they start kissing. It was so weird. And they just start kissing. And then I was like, okay. And that's pretty much how that episode ends.
Yeah. No, pretty much. It's kind of crazy because the scene where Shohei and Seina, and he says, there's something I want to tell you, but when we're sober, and you're watching it and you're like, this is very this is kind of sincere. Like, wow, this is, like, who knows what'll happen. And then he like pulls in for a kiss. I'm like, oh my God, Shohei.
Yeah.
Bruh. You were doing so well.
It was like, all right, bro, got bad props for you. You don't want to, spoil the moment. And he like pulls her and kisses her. I'm like, dude, you messed it up. Why would you do that?
I know. Oh my God.
But yeah, so episode 4.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead. No, you're going to add on something.
Oh, and then also, this is kind of, one thing about Aya that I've noticed is that Aya is getting along with everyone in the house. So everyone's kind of gauging at this point that, yes, Aya does think Taka's hot. And it's like everyone's trying to do everyone a solid and just try to put some people together just because they're the last 2 people in the house who aren't really dating yet.
Right.
So,
but I also think it's funny that Aya likes to slip in to Taka directly, like, "Oh, you're hot."
Yeah.
And Taka nods. He's like, "Oh, thanks."
I know. It's okay. Can we talk about it? It's hella funny because Aya is just, typical college student who wants to date around, and she's thirsty and all of these things.
Sure.
And Taka's like ready for marriage. So
I know his mind is like totally somewhere else.
Yeah. When that was revealed, I was like, they're not even gonna hook up because Taka doesn't know how to hook up with people. So We're not even
Yeah.
gonna get a makeout session out of this. This is just like this is like not gonna work out at all.
Totally.
Yeah, and that's just my general opinion about them, which we'll go more into for the underwear incident. But I was like, ooh, they just need to stay friends because this is not gonna end well.
And there needs to be a balance too, you know?
Yes.
Two people need to be friends, not just trying to date each other.
Oh yeah, totally.
In the house, I mean.
True that.
And then we have episode 4 of part 4, Declaration of War, which is very appropriately named. Aya and Taka go on a date, basically. I forget where and I forget what, but they're just like talking about what they want to do. And then Taka kind of mentions to her that he wants to get married, and then she's like, "Oh, that's cool. I think you're hot." And he's like, "All right, thanks." I'm embellishing, but that's pretty much what that date was forgettable.
Yeah,
because it was kind of like Taka was kind of hinting at her that he didn't like her. But for the camera, as an audience, we kind of disregard that and we think, oh, they'd be cute together because, you know, at one point before, he said he liked gyaru kind of girls, and she even said that in the show. She's like, oh, he likes gyaru girls, and I think I'm his type, and that was the whole point of why she said that she thought that he was hot to her.
Yeah, and the hosts are trying so hard to make this happen. It's like, oh, Taka and Aya. I'm like, oh, bruh. This is Yamachan. This is not gonna work out.
Yeah, like I know you want the drama, but you know you can't always push it to happen.
For real though.
So then I think we could skip everything else in this episode because the biggest thing that happened was when Shohei and Noah talked one-on-one, mano in the boys' room.
Oh, okay. But first, we have to talk about how. Wait, which happens first? The mano or when Noah is asked about the horseback riding race and the horseback riding date, and then he's telling Seina and Shohei that this isn't going to work, but then Noah wasn't planning on telling Yui. Which one came first?
I think it was it after they went on the horse riding date? Because this is the episode when they go on the horse riding date.
Oh, okay. Then for sure the mano thing happened first.
Yeah. Because then, like, it's Aya and Taka go on the date, and then it shows Noah and Yui going on the horse riding date.
Yeah.
And then it shows Yui and Shohei talking about the date with Yui.
Yeah.
And then Noah's like, nah, man, I'm not really feeling it. I actually kind of like someone else. And Shohei's like, oh, yeah? And Noah's like, yeah, I like Seina a lot more. And that kind of hit me from, like, that came out of left field for me because they never showed Seina and Noah talking once.
Oh, they didn't show that at all. And then, well, that for sure wasn't, okay, at the time of that episode, that for sure appeared as if it was an attraction thing of just like, Seina caught my attention. She's hot. I want to go after her.
But he was also like, yeah, she and I are kind of, like, on the same level. We know how to vibe together. And I'm like, I've never seen you guys talk at least once. The only time I saw you guys talk was when he walked in the house and Santa's like, will you marry me? Like his first day. That's the only, like, conversation I've ever seen them have. Outside of that, when they showed, you know, the camping thing, and then they mentioned that later that Santa and Noah went off somewhere during the camping trip, and they didn't show it. I was like, well, if I don't see it, then it didn't happen, basically.
I thought in that conversation with the mano first in the dorm, I thought that conversation was like, Seina caught my attention. I have never really talked to her yet, but I want to start talking to her. I thought that's what happened in I may have not paid attention. That may have been wrong as well.
Well, I think it might be a little bit of both.
Okay.
Because I think it's he feels as though Seina's a little bit more better suited for him.
Yeah.
And he wants to get to know her more with the very few conversations he's had.
Yes.
But as we both know, at this point, there's a little bit going on that we don't know, like, until later on.
Yeah.
That we hear about.
Like, shit, if we knew what the hell's going on, like, at this point. So,
right.
Like,
so
as the editors and as the producers have edited this, it's that Noah just decided that he's going to pursue Seina, and that's kind of how we were given this at this moment in time.
And we're like, okay,
yeah, it's just kind of like, sure, because Shohei and Seina are kind of also iffy. It's like, yeah, sure, and you know, Shohei was very respectable about it. He was he shook hands with Noah and he told him that he could go after her. So
Yeah, but he was also a bit mad and annoyed at Noah because Noah just kept laughing at something that
Oh, no,
Shohei was saying.
that didn't happen yet.
Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Right. Oh, right. This is later. Okay.
Yeah. At this point, this is the point where they just acknowledge that they both are going after Santa and they shake hands. That part, oof, we'll talk about later.
Oh, I don't know. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so then we go to the episode 5, which is Confessing Love at the Chapel, which was a very well, there's a lot about this episode.
Can you believe that they had a conversation at the dining table, and Yui was just kind of talking about places in Karuizawa where you might ask someone out. I didn't realize that at first it didn't click for me that was going to be set the precedent of this episode.
Oh, yeah, no, totally. So, well, but before that, Yui and Shohei are talking about Noah, and Yui's expressing her kind of concern about Noah's lifestyle because she's like, if he wants to be a pilot and if he's trying to save money, why is he still going out to clubs and drinking a lot and going partying?
Oh yeah, on the couches with
Shohei's like, I don't know.
On the couches with Taka and Shohei.
Yeah.
And then this is kind of like where you kind of start recognizing that, maybe Noah is a fuckboy.
Yeah. And this is when I started to like have less respect for Noah because everything that Yui was saying, I was like, oh yeah, of course they're not going to show it on camera, but
yeah,
the members see a lot of things that we don't see. So, I mean, I just thought like, wow, this is messed up, you know? Like why I thought he was this humble rich kid, but he's actually not.
Oh no, not at all. Oh, Noah's a total fuckboy.
100%.
Yeah.
And then oh, go ahead.
Oh, and I was going to just say, and then they have the horseback riding date because in the mano a mano scene, he tells Shohei that he's going to go out with Yui and he's still going to, like go on the date with her. And and then they come back from the date and Sena and Shohei ask Noah how the date went, and he goes, it was okay, but I'm not going to like pursue it. And then basically Noah implied almost that he wasn't even gonna tell Yui until Shohei was like, I think you need to tell Yui out of respect. And then that was like the turning point for me. That was like, yep, he's definitely a fuckboy. If I had any like suspicion he was, this is it. That's it.
Yeah, totally. Well, also in this episode, the biggest thing that happens, as in the title of the episode, we see Shohei confesses love to Sena, which ultimately she rejects him, turns him down, but they remain friends.
Yeah. And that was kind of like, he did the best he could in that situation. Like, that's rough. That was a pretty extravagant way to ask someone out.
Oh, totally. But I felt like she was gonna deny him even before this because, for one, her type is more of like younger guys that are way younger. Shohei is a little bit too close to her age. She prefers guys that are much younger because I feel like she wants to gain something back that she can never have, which is youth. You can always look a certain way, but she's always all about youth, and the only way that she can become younger or feel younger is if she dates someone that's younger than her.
I did not realize that's until I went on Reddit and someone was saying that everyone that Sena's dated in Boys and Girls Next Door was way younger than her.
Yeah.
So, starting to put the pieces together.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably one of the reasons why she chose Noah over the other guys is because he's younger.
Yeah.
And, he's an attractive looking dude.
Yeah.
And he just fits the bill.
Yep. And then a few of the things that happen in parallel is that Noah does tell Yui that he's not going to pursue the relationship with her. And, to be like, Yui also handled, like, there was a lot of rejection, and I feel like the people who were rejected, Mayu, Shohei, Yui, they kind of handled it as best as they possibly could.
Oh, totally.
Yeah. And then there was a slight comment which will become more relevant when we talk about the off-camera incident where Yui is complaining to either Taka or Shohei, I don't remember who it is, but complaining that basically 2 days after she got rejected, like Yui was taking a nap, and then Noah like goes up to her and kind of like asks if she wants to get lunch together, like after everything that just happened.
Yeah.
And how she needed space, which will become relevant when we talk about Shohei and Noah again. And then another parallel of this is that Taka's birthday is coming up. Our good old father Taka, and Aya is trying to figure out a gift to give.
And this is episode 5, by the way. So, leading into that, Noah and Sana go on a date together, and they talk about something. What do they talk about? They talk about, I guess, this is like their first date together. So they're kind of like,
no,
trying to get a feel for each other, as far as we know.
Nope. Before that, we have to talk about Taka's birthday because
this is before the birthday.
The thing happens at Taka's birthday.
They go on a date before the birthday.
Oh, okay. I thought they had a date after Taka's birthday, because then they talk about how drunk they were at Taka's birthday.
They do both.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they go on a date before Taka's birthday, and they kind of get a feel for each other, and they're like asking each other, kind of basic questions, which is like, to the audience, you're like, okay, like these two seem like to kind of click.
Typical Terrace house date.
Yeah. And then we have Taka's birthday, and I'll let you elaborate more on what you were going to talk about.
Just to get the kind of non-dramatic things out of the way. So Aya's sitting at a dining table with, I think, Noah, Yui, and Sana trying to figure out a gift, and they all decide on giving expensive underwear to Taka. And then Aya also vets with Shohei, should I give expensive underwear to Taka? And when they suggested that gift, for me, that was definitely this is a test. Depending on how Taka feels about this underwear, I will know for sure whether or not Taka actually likes Aya. Because at this point, like, they are, like, getting along, but definitely Aya, honestly, Jeremy, I don't even think Aya likes Taka as much as she thinks she does. I think Aya just really wants to hook up with Taka.
Yeah, honestly, and going back to your whole college student thing, all she wants to do is just, say that she and Taka had a fling together, maybe a one night stand, whatever.
Yeah, just like, have like a tryst at Terrace house, and then they may never even be together again after they leave. Yeah.
It's happened before.
It's true. And she pulls Taka to the playroom and gives the gift, and Taka is like, it's so funny because Taka is blushing and he's hella nervous, and then Aya basically has like the, oh, I'm ready to fucking do it right now eyes.
Yeah, I know, right? She's like, it's just me and you, it's your birthday.
I know.
The playroom. They call it the playroom for a reason.
Oh my god, that was so awesome. But because it was just so hilarious. And
yeah.
And then before we talk about the final thing, Taka and Shohei, they go out to dinner together, and Shohei decides that he's going to leave Terrace house because he's made an album, he's made it on a popular countdown, and he's made a lot of good songs, and this is kind of, he's done everything he could do at Terrace house. And then Taka gives cries like the biggest bromance tears ever, and I was like, damn, I love friendship.
Yeah, but I just want to point out something funny. Whenever Taka cries about another guy leaving, he's always like, I'm gonna be so alone, it's so sad. And then usually there's another member there that he's not talking about that's like, I'm still here too, bro.
It doesn't matter because the other members know us, so
yeah,
we all know that Taka and Noah like.
Yeah, if fucking like Noah was next to me and I was talking, I was crying, I was like, oh, I'm still gonna be so alone. And Noah was like, yeah, I'm here. I'd look at him and be like, yeah, I'm gonna be alone.
I know.
Still gonna be alone.
Yeah, straight up that happened, and I was like, oh, Yeah, I feel you, Taka, because you're left with Noah,
I know.
and Noah kind of fucking sucks. So
Can't get more lonely than that.
I know, but really though, I think that you kind of see that Taka might be on his last leg as well, because pretty much you notice everyone that he's actually cried over. So he's cried over Ami, he's cried over Shion and Tsubasa, and now he's crying over Shohei. And these are people he legit was close to as well.
Yeah.
So it's not even just like, he's like a crybaby. He's like, these are all his friends, and if you follow him on Instagram, he's still friends with all of these people to this day. So he he really is kind of and also Shohei is kind of the last person that is around his age.
Yep. I'm sure also in his mind he's thinking, I don't want to be stuck with all these kids.
Oh really?
And Sana.
Oh yeah, really though. Pretty much. So that happens, and finally we get to the day after Taka's birthday.
It's called Rambling Rose, which is the 7th episode. So Aya and Yui are kind of suspicious about Sana and Noah, and Yui like not confronts, but she kind of interrogates Sana. And they ask him like, "Oh, we noticed that something happened during the party. Did you guys do anything? Did you guys say anything?" And Sana's like flat out denying everything.
Yeah, and then it's also revealed that Aya saw Noah and Sana running off together during the camping trip, and up until this point, to the cameras, Noah and Sana are playing it off as if they've never really talked to each other before, and that they've only talked to each other recently right now.
Yeah.
And pretty much, depending on, it depends on how you interpret it, but Noah and Sana may have been already seeing each other this entire time while going out on dates with Yui and Shohei.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
That's it. We just never saw it. The audio, the editors and whoever was making the episodes never just cut to it, or just never talked about it. They never showed it, but I guess it caught up to them because people were starting to ask questions.
I know. It was at this point that I actually saw the potential. This for sure was the episode where I saw the potential in Aya's place in Terrace House, because I was like, this is very Burns-like for this to happen.
Totally.
And I like Burns. So
Yeah.
So I was like, Aya definitely, I think she can be a really awesome person. She just needs the right people with her.
Yeah, I agree.
And so then Sana and Noah, they eat curry and they confront each other, and Noah's like, yeah, so we kissed last night, and Sana's like, I don't remember us kissing. And It just I don't know, it to me, I don't think it's nice at all, especially because they've really put on a show for Shohei and Yui.
Right.
For this to it turns out that this was all happening the entire time. And it's kind of crazy because basically before this episode, you just kind of saw the progression of, it didn't work out with either of them, and now they're dating each other, and now everything's unfolding that, oh, nope, they were actually kind of making out already before all of that happened.
And it kind of makes Noah and Sana look like a couple of assholes because they never explained their feelings to the people that were interested in them in the first place.
Oh, I know. Noah is we haven't even gotten exactly to the Shohei Noah scene, but yeah, it's kind of fuckboy status at this point. And Sana, it's crazy because everyone is always saying I love Sana because she's so honest, and I love Sana because, she tells it like it is, and Sana is not telling it like it is. And this is not the character that everyone told me that she was. She's kind of, being very sneaky and conniving and really just playing it up for the cameras. It kind of just goes to show that's what Terrace House is all about for her. It just, exposure to the camera, really.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're on a television show for how many years and you get millions of people watching you,
And
of course, you're gonna start becoming jaded and feeling a certain way.
And you keep coming back too.
Yeah, we'll not go into that. But
Yeah.
yeah. Well, this episode's called "Rambling Rose," which is also sharing sharing the name of the same song that 1999 makes or made, and it's because this is the episode where Shohei leaves.
Honestly,
And
I feel bad that Shohei and Mayu left the house on such not shitty terms in regards to not shitty terms in like their friendships in the house, but they got fucked over by a fuckboy who is never gonna get any punishment or who's gonna get basically everything that he wants in his life. Yeah. And that sucks. For that, in my opinion, that I think sucks the most out of Mayu and Shohei leaving. It's that they got fucked over by Noah, of all people.
Yeah, there was no justice, and we may never see it. It may never happen to him or them, but I don't know. I mean, it just sucks that knowing that it was just unjustified.
Yep. And then, of course, before this happens, Noah tells Shohei that he kissed Sana, and it is honestly, I think, one of, if not the worst, conversations. I think that they're unprofessional and really rude comments that's ever happened on Terrace House.
It was really cringy too, because he was just laughing, and Shohei's like, "I don't really like what you're telling me," and he just starts laughing. Noah just starts laughing about it.
And know.
Shohei's like, "Why?" Shohei's like, "Why are you laughing? This is really awkward." And Noah's like, "I don't know."
Yeah.
And Shohei's like, "I don't want to hear this right now. Sorry." And then Noah's just sitting there laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
Like, I don't know how people in Japan feel about this, watching this episode. I don't know what the Japanese reception of that is, but if this happened in America, Shohei would be punching Noah in the face right now.
Totally.
Yeah, so, I mean, at least Mayu and Noah can grow from this and realize that, all the Noahs in their lives really are terrible people. So...
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yep. And then Shohei leaves, and then Shunsuke.
So now we go into episode 8, the final episode of part 4. It's called The Last Love. We get we'll talk about, because he comes at the very end of the episode, so we'll talk about Taka and Aya. Taka gives her a gift before they start the skateboard thing. I forgot what it was that he gave her. It was something. Anyways, he gives her something, and it's kind of weird because he already talked about on his birthday to Aya about how he wants to get married to someone else, and she's like, "Oh, it's not me," but he still gave her something. So it was just really weird that he still was giving her hope in a way, kind of leading her on. I thought that was kind of messed up. And then Noah and Sana are out drinking, and then they get pretty drunk on a date, and then they start making out in this lounge. And they showed a lot of it, which was surprising to me. And the hosts were like, "Wow, this is nice." I'm like, aren't you guys weirded out about this whole making out thing? I don't know.
And not even just weirded out by the making out thing. I'm just weirded out that this happened on all these circumstances and everyone's okay with it.
I mean, there have to be people with underlying feelings that are not okay with it, but they just make it seem like everyone's like, "Oh, we moved on." we get a new member. His name is Shinsuke, and he's really cool, and he likes to do makeup, and he says that he is probably bi, but he's trying to figure out his sexuality, and everyone thinks that's interesting.
Yeah. What a way to end part 4. This is the first time there's ever been an LGBTQ person on Terrace House, right?
That's correct, yes.
Yeah.
So now we have someone who represents that community, and they are trying to figure out where they want to go in life with their sexuality. So we'll figure out. Yeah, and we get to see more of that in part 5.
Yeah, it's interesting how he's just like, to be honest, I actually don't know what I am yet. I'm still trying to figure that out. Which is cool.
And I'm happy and surprised that he's open about it.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll definitely see where this goes. Yeah, Noah and Sana can just leave the house. I'm cool with that. um,
Hmm.
they found their last love, and we're probably gonna see Sana in the next Terrace house. Cause, like, who are we kidding?
I would throw my remote at the TV if I see her in the next season of Terrace House. I'd be like, get out of here.
Yeah, just be like, please no, you can leave now.
Yeah.
You're not gonna find your last love in Terrace house.
Yeah. Ugh, yeah.
Yeah, but there's a lot of things on the horizon. That's for sure.
Yep. So part 4 was pretty good overall, I'd say. It definitely built a lot of drama, ended a lot of drama, and will lead into a lot more things that'll happen in part 5 that I think will definitely shape up to be a better version of Terrace House, opening new doors.
For sure. All right. Thanks for listening to part 4 or our feelings about it. And this is the 76th episode of Downtime Podcast.
Until then, see you guys later.